All right, so are you ready to kind of like crack the TikTok code?
Yeah.
You know, like boost those views. You guys sent some interesting research on how the algorithm works and like all that stuff. And we're doing a deep dive on this YouTube video by Robert Benjamin.
Okay.
And it's called How to Explode Your Views on TikTok Without Any Followers.
Wow.
With a new TikTok algorithm at the end there.
Catchy.
So we're gonna unpack some of his tips and tricks.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end you'll have some like actionable strategies to get your content seen.
Yeah.
To more people.
I mean, I think what's interesting is how much Benjamin emphasizes like understanding the algorithm's logic. You know, it's not just about like blindly following trends, but like understanding like why certain types of content perform well, and then like how you can leverage that.
Like playing chess with the algorithm.
Exactly. Yeah.
And anticipate the moves and make strategic decisions based on, you know, kind of how it works.
Right. And one of the first moves Benjamin suggests is it's called trend surfing.
Trend surfing. Okay.
He actually recommends going like on your computer to TikTok.com Explore to kind of get a broader view of what's trending.
So instead of just like on my For You page on my phone, I should like go on my computer and like actually like search for trends.
I mean, you can always do both.
Okay.
But like, think about it. Like TikTok's algorithm is designed to keep users engaged, right? So when something starts trending, it's like a signal to the algorithm that like, hey, this content is like resonating with people.
Right.
So by like tapping into those trends, you're essentially like aligning your content with what the algorithm is already like favoring.
Makes sense. So it's not just about jumping on any random trend. It's about finding the ones that are like relevant to your niche.
Exactly.
And your audience.
He uses this example of cute winter boots.
Oh yeah, that's trending right now.
Right. So let's say you're making content about like fashion and you see that videos with like cute winter boots are like getting a ton of views.
Right.
That's a good indication that like, hey, this is something I could explore.
Yeah, but how do we know if something's still trending?
Well, that's a good question.
Like how long does it last?
He specifically recommends looking for videos that have either gone viral or have like a really high view count within like the past 72 hours.
Okay.
So that kind of suggests like, okay, it's still fresh.
Yeah.
And has the potential to like drive traffic.
Yeah, this is making me think about like my own like TikTok strategy.
Right.
Like I've definitely jumped on like trends before.
Yeah.
Without really thinking about why they're popular.
Right.
I'm starting to like see how like a little bit of research can go a long way.
It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, trend surfing is just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
He also emphasizes the importance of timing.
Oh, timing, yeah.
And hashtags.
Two things I've always struggled with. Like, I feel like I'm constantly guessing when the best time to post is, and I'm never quite sure which hashtags to use.
Yeah, guesswork won't cut it on TikTok.
Right.
So he actually suggests this free tool called Counta.
County.
Counti. And it basically lets you analyze like the posting times and hashtags used by like other successful TikTokers. So it's all about data-driven decision making.
Ooh, that's interesting. Tell me more about this tool.
Yeah, so like it's not just like telling you the best time to post, you know?
Yeah.
It lets you like analyze the patterns of like what other creators are doing.
Okay.
So you can see like when they're posting, which hashtags they're using, and like even how their engagement levels fluctuate.
So I can kind of see what's working for them.
Ooh, exactly.
Adapt it to my own stuff.
Yeah.
And remember, like every audience is different.
Right. Yeah.
What works for one creator might not work for another.
Right.
So he really encourages you to like also analyze your own top performing posts.
So interesting.
To kind of see like what patterns are you seeing in like your audience's engagement.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm already starting to see how much like data plays a role in like TikTok success. But before we get like too deep into like data analysis, let's talk about something that's always baffled me.
Okay.
Video length.
Oh yeah.
Like, does it really matter how long my videos are?
Video length is actually really important.
Oh, really?
It plays a big role in like how the algorithm categorizes and recommends your content.
Okay, I'm all ears. Why is like length so important?
Well, I mean, think about like how people consume content on TikTok.
Yeah.
They're scrolling through their like For You page.
And their attention spans are like really short, you know?
Super short.
So if a video is too long, they might just like scroll past it.
Right, before they even give it a chance.
Right, exactly.
So shorter videos are always better then?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
He points out that the algorithm seems to like categorize videos based on length.
Okay.
So like longer videos, those like over 60 seconds, you know, those are categorized more broadly.
Right.
But shorter videos need to kind of match the like dominant length for their specific topic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Like, if I'm making a 15-second video about, you know, those cute winter boots, and most of the other popular videos on that topic are also like around 15 seconds, then I'm good.
You're good, yeah. You're essentially like fitting into the algorithm's like existing framework.
Okay.
Now, if you're creating like longer form content, you have a bit more flexibility because those videos are categorized like less specifically.
This is like so fascinating.
Yeah.
I've never thought about like video length this way before.
Right?
Okay, so it's all about like, you know, understanding the nuances of the algorithm and using it, using that, you know, to your advantage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of leveraging,
Yes.
Benjamin also emphasizes the importance of something he calls account warm-up.
Account warm-up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now that sounds intriguing. What exactly does that entail?
Okay, imagine you're like a new car.
Okay.
Fresh off the assembly line. You wouldn't like immediately take it on the racetrack and push it to its limits, right?
Right.
You'd want to like break it in, make sure everything's running smoothly.
Yeah, okay, I see the analogy. So how do we warm up our TikTok accounts?
Well, he recommends a few key steps.
Okay.
First, verify your account.
Okay.
It adds a level of like credibility, you know, it tells TikTok you're a legitimate user. Next, create an engaging bio with like relevant keywords.
Okay.
This helps the algorithm like understand your content and recommend it to the right people.
And I'm guessing like a visually appealing profile picture is important too.
Oh, absolutely. It's the first thing people see. So
Yeah.
you want to make a good impression.
Yeah.
Think of it like your like TikTok storefront. You know?
Right.
And he suggests that it generally takes about 10 days for a new account to like gain traction.
10 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
And start getting like pushed by the algorithm.
Oh, wow.
It's like a probationary period, you know,
Yeah.
where TikTok is kind of like assessing your activity and deciding if you're like worth promoting.
It's 10 days, huh?
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue when it comes to TikTok.
It is. It is.
But what if you're dealing with an account that's been inactive for a while?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, should you try to revive it? Or is it better to like start fresh?
I actually have an old account that I haven't used in months.
Okay.
So like, what would you suggest?
Well, that's where things get a little tricky.
Okay.
He suggests that if your account's been inactive for like 6 months or more,
Yeah.
it might actually be better to create a brand new account.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Think of it like as a car that's been sitting in a garage for years.
Okay.
It might need like some serious work
Yeah.
to like get it back in running condition.
Right.
Sometimes it's easier just to start fresh with a new model.
It's like hitting the reset button, you know?
Yeah.
Clean slate.
Speaking of clean slates,
Yeah.
we need to be mindful of actions that can get us into trouble with the TikTok police,
Oh, yeah.
also known as shadow bans.
Shadow bans, yeah.
Those sound scary.
They're a little scary.
What are they, and how can we avoid them?
So a shadow ban is basically when TikTok restricts the visibility of your content without like explicitly notifying you.
Okay.
It's like being put in TikTok jail without knowing why.
So my videos are still there, but no one can see them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, man.
It can be really frustrating because you might not even realize you've been shadow banned.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I want to avoid. So what causes shadow bans?
Well, they're usually triggered by violating TikTok's community guidelines.
Okay.
This could include things like posting like inappropriate content, engaging in like spammy behavior,
Right.
or even like using copyrighted music without permission.
So it's like getting a speeding ticket.
Exactly.
If you break the rules of the road,
right,
you're going to get penalized. Okay, so how can we check if our accounts have been shadow banned?
The easiest way is to go into your settings and check your account status. And if there's any like restrictions, it'll be indicated there.
Okay, I'm definitely going to do that after that.
Yeah, it's better to know than to be in the dark, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Now that we've covered the basics of like account setup and like how to avoid getting in trouble. Let's dive a little deeper into the types of content that can really like help you dominate the TikTok algorithm.
This is getting good. So there's more to TikTok than just like dance challenges.
Oh yeah.
And like funny skits, right?
There's a whole world of content out there, and like understanding the different types can be the key to like unlocking your TikTok success.
Okay, all right, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
So we were just talking about the different types of content on TikTok. What kind of categories are we talking about here?
Yeah, so Benjamin breaks it down into two main categories.
Okay.
Trending content and search term focused content.
Okay.
Kind of like the difference between like riding a wave and building a ship, you know?
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So like trending content is like you're catching the wave, you're riding the momentum of like what's popular right now. But like, how do we even identify those trends? Like, where do we find them?
Well, I mean, we already talked about trend surfing, like using TikTok.com and Kids Explore, right?
Yeah.
But it's also important to like pay attention to what's happening on your For You page.
Right.
Like, what kind of videos are you seeing over and over again? Are there any like recurring themes or challenges?
Yeah.
Those are often good indicators of what's like currently trending.
So if I keep seeing like people doing that new viral dance, that's a pretty good sign. I should probably like hop on that trend, right?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
But like, it's important to remember that like trends are fleeting.
Yeah.
What's hot today might be forgotten tomorrow.
Right, right. So how do we make sure like our trending content has like staying power? Like, how do we make it last?
That's where the creativity comes in. You need to like find a way to put your own like unique spin on the trend.
Okay.
Make it funny, make it personal, make it like stand out from the crowd.
So it's not just about like blindly copying what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
You got to add your own like flavor to it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what can really help your content like go viral.
Got it.
Now, let's talk about the other category, search term focused content.
Okay.
This is where you're like building something more sustainable, you know, something that will like continue to attract viewers over time.
Okay, so instead of chasing like these trends that are constantly like changing, we're focusing on the like content that people are actually going to go and like search for.
Precisely. Yeah. Think about the types of questions people ask on TikTok. Maybe they're like looking for tutorials, recipes, DIY tips. Or maybe they're searching for information on like a specific topic.
So like if I'm really good at makeup, I could create like tutorials on like how to achieve different looks. And if someone searches like smoky eye tutorial on TikTok, my video might like pop up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And the beauty of like search term focused content is that it's like evergreen, you know? It's not tied to like a fleeting trend.
Right. It's always going to be relevant.
Exactly.
Okay. So how do we know like which search terms to target?
Well, there's a few tools you can use for like keyword research, but you can also start by like just brainstorming the types of questions your target audience might be asking.
Okay, so if I'm like targeting fashion enthusiasts, I might think about search terms like outfit ideas, style tips, how to dress for a wedding, like that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And once you have like a list of potential search terms, you can start like incorporating them into your video titles, descriptions, hashtags.
We're kind of like strategically using these keywords to help our videos get discovered by the people who are actually like searching for that information. It's like SEO for TikTok.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, Benjamin recommends like a 50-50 approach when it comes to content creation. He suggests creating a mix of like trending content and search term focused content to maximize your reach and engagement.
Okay, so we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. We're kind of like diversifying our content strategy to appeal to like both the trend chasers and like the information seekers.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And remember, consistency is key.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that before.
Yeah, he recommends posting like 1 to 3 times a day.
1 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
How do people even like do that?
Well, it's all about planning and batch creating. You don't have to like film and edit everything in real time. You know, you can like plan out your content in advance.
Yeah.
Film multiple videos at once. And then like schedule them to post throughout the week.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
It's like meal prepping.
Yeah, exactly.
But for your TikTok content.
Right.
Okay, so by like planning ahead, we can make sure that we're like consistently putting out good stuff.
Exactly.
Without like burning ourselves out. This is all making so much sense now.
I'm glad.
We've talked about like trends, timing, hashtags, video length, account setup, shadow bans, content strategy, consistency.
Yeah.
Like, what else is there to know about like cracking this TikTok code?
Well, I mean, we've covered the core principles, but you know, there's always nuances to explore. And as you like dive deeper into the world of TikTok, you'll undoubtedly discover your own like unique strategies and hacks.
It's like we've been given the keys to the kingdom.
Right?
And now it's up to us to like go out and explore and like find all the hidden treasures.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And remember, the most important thing is to like have fun and experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things.
Right.
See what works.
Yeah.
And like iterate based on the feedback you receive.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of amazing how much strategy actually goes into like making successful TikTok content.
Yeah.
It's not just about like pointing your phone and hoping for the best, you know.
Definitely not. I mean, we've uncovered a lot of good insights from Robert Benjamin's video.
Yeah.
And it's clear that understanding the algorithm is like super crucial for anyone who wants to like grow their audience on TikTok.
Let's do a quick recap for our listeners, like of the key takeaways.
Yeah, let's start.
Where do we even begin?
Well, first and foremost, like remember that TikTok's algorithm really loves trends.
Trends? Okay.
Tapping into those trending topics can like significantly boost your visibility.
Right, but it's not just about jumping on any random trend, right? You gotta be a little bit more strategic about it.
Right, exactly. Make sure the trends you choose are like relevant to your niche.
Right.
And your target audience. And remember Benjamin's advice, like use TikTok.com, explore on your computer.
Yeah.
To like kind of get a broader sense of like what's trending beyond just your own For You page.
Yeah, and once we've like identified a trend that like we want to jump on, so we got to make it our own.
Right.
Like add our own like unique twist.
Yeah, clear.
Make it stand out, you know.
Originality is key, even when you're like following a trend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got trends.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to that, like timing is super important too.
Timing is everything.
Right, and remember that free tool we were talking about?
Oh yeah.
County.
The County.
Yeah, it can help you like figure out the best times to post based on when your audience is like most active.
Exactly.
And then of course we can't forget about hashtags.
Hashtags, yeah.
They're like those little signposts that help the algorithm understand what your content is all about.
Yeah, think of hashtags as like keywords that like connect your content with the people who are most likely to want to see it.
Okay, and then of course we learned that video length is important. The algorithm seems to categorize videos based on how long they are.
Right.
So like especially for those shorter videos, you gotta make sure we're matching like the dominant length for that specific topic.
Exactly.
And then how could we forget about account warm-up?
Account warm-up, so important.
Got to get those accounts ready to race, right?
Right, got it warmed up.
So like verify those profiles, write those compelling bios, choose those like visually appealing profile pictures.
Make sure they're nice.
And then of course just be patient.
Yeah.
You know, it takes time for a new account to like really gain traction.
Think of those first 10 days as like your TikTok trial period. You're showing the algorithm, you know, hey, I'm a serious creator, I'm here to stay.
Right, and then of course got to be mindful of those pesky shadow bans.
Shadow bans.
Yeah, no one wants those.
No, but
so make sure you familiarize yourself with like the community guidelines and just like don't do anything too risky, you know.
What a good citizen.
Stay out of TikTok jail.
Right. And then And then we talked about the two main types of content, right?
Yeah.
The trending content, which is like, riding the wave.
Yeah, catching that wave.
And then the search term focused content, which is like, building a ship.
Right, building something a little more sustainable.
Exactly.
A little more long-term.
So Benjamin, he recommends that 50-50 approach.
Yeah, 50-50.
Both.
Yeah, create, a mix of both.
Exactly.
To really maximize your reach and engagement.
Right. You're appealing to both the trend chasers and the information seekers.
And then last but not least, consistency is key.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about consistency.
1 to 3 times a day.
1 to 3 times a day if you can swing it.
Woo. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, right?
Worth it, yeah.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today.
I know, right?
Trends, timing, hashtags, video length, account setup, shadow bans, content strategy, consistency.
We did it all.
It's a lot to take in, but
it's all about experimenting and learning and adapting as you go.
Yeah.
The more you engage with TikTok and the algorithm, the more you'll start to understand how it works.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that TikTok is it's like a game of strategy,
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about luck or going viral. It's about understanding the rules.
Yeah.
And then playing them to your advantage.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Awesome. So hopefully you guys feel empowered now to go out there and really conquer the TikTok algorithm.
Do it. You got this.
All right. That's it for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.